We are going to go over the mechanics first, then the breath, then we're going to have a quick anatomy kind of chat, and then we'll go back to the exercise. So the mechanics, the lung and large intestine exercise of the basic 8. It's our first exercise of the series. We're going to open up the feet, our hip width, shoulder width apart, a little wider is okay. We're taking the backs of the hands, bringing them together in front of the lower dantian. So once again, all of these exercises, please stay within what feels good to you, within your physical parameters. We never want to move into pain, but theoretically, you're going to take your shoulders and roll them forward as you bring the backs of the hands together in front of the lower dantian. And then you're simply going to raise the shoulders, the elbows are following, therefore the hands are following all the way up. And then once you get to about the head level, you're going to flip the arms, or sorry, the hands, the fingertips up. And then you're going to sweep the arms out to the sides. Here the palms are facing the earth. Palms are now facing the lower legs or the upper legs, the IT bands. Once they get to about here, we're going to change the angle of the palms so that now they're facing back behind you. And we're going to continue bringing the arms back to behind us so the backs of the hands are about at the level of the glutes. And we're going to slide the backs of the hands all the way up until you can't go anymore. So wherever that is along this aspect of the back. And then we're going to rotate the wrists so that the palms are now facing the sky. And from here, we're simply going to extend the arms with the palms still facing up, a little lower than the shoulders. And then we're going to allow the palms to face the earth. From here, we're going to come into strong claws, create strong claws, and we're going to sink down at the knees to wherever it's comfortable for you. You don't want to throw yourself off balance. And so my knees are not so great, so I'm not going to go too far down. I wouldn't go past 90 degrees. So if you're one of those really bendy people with great Achilles tendons and can go all the way down, don't go that far down. I don't think, unless Henry tells us otherwise at the end. Go about to 90 degrees. So for me, I'm going to go a little less. Then we're releasing the hands, and then we're going to stand. We're going to do that 2 more times. Claws, then sink, release the claws, stand, claws. Okay. Thank you, Henry. Sink, release the hands, and stand. And then we go to the start again. So we're bringing those shoulders, rounding them forward so that the arms can come in front of the lower dantian. The backs of the hands are touching. And then we're raising the shoulders, elbows, hands as far as you can. And then we're going to flip those fingertips to face the sky, continuing on their journey up, up, up. And then sweeping the arms out to the sides, the palms facing the earth. Until about here, where you're going to change the aspect of the palms. So now they're facing behind you. So the backs of the hands can now come into contact with the glutes and slide up the posterior aspect of the back to wherever it's comfortable for you, rotating the wrists. The elbows are back behind us. Once again, if that feels okay for you, the palms are facing the sky now. They're facing up, extending the arms, palms face the earth. And this is important. You want to create those strong claws before you sink at the knees. And then you want to release those claws before you go back to standing. Claws, sink, release, stand. 1 more time for a total of 3. Release, stand, and then releasing the arms forward. So now with the breath, bringing the hands together. We're inhaling exhaling. Inhaling, rotating the wrists. Exhaling as we extend, claws, and then inhale as we sink at the knees, releasing the hands as we stand and exhale, in and out, inhaling and exhaling. Again, inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Inhaling, exhaling, in and out. A few more times. Start now to try and combine all the movements into one harmonious, synchronized movement so that they all flow into one another, less little parts and more one movement. We're still breathing in and out through the nose, and the tip of the tongue is still touching the roof of the mouth. Remember, create those claws before you sink. And then releasing, getting ready to close and closing. All right, let's do a quick anatomy chat. So we're gonna go over Western biomedicine anatomy a little tiny bit, and also traditional Chinese medical theory and anatomy, just a tiny little bit. So once again, lots of overgeneralization. So we have our lungs, okay? Here are our lungs. And then we've got our heart situated in the middle, covered by its pericardium. Then we've got lots of other organs, but I've let them go for this purpose and just concentrated on the kidneys. So what happens is this. When we inhale, this purple stuff, that's an example of the pleural cavity. And so when we inhale, the lungs actually expand. The diaphragm, which is a muscle that is roughly around here, it pulls down and the lungs get to fill up all this extra space. So as we're thinking about the exercise, and some of the exercise, especially the lung exercises, many times, not always, but many times, our arms extend over the head, creating even greater space so that we can really utilize the expansion of the lungs to create nice, big, even breaths. In Chinese medicine, what the lungs do is that, one of the things, is that they take the clear qi from the air, or the qing qi of the air, and it inhales it through the nose, guiding it down through the throat, and enters the lungs, And the lungs take that qi, the qing qi, with the qi from the gu qi, which is the food and water qi from the spleen, and into the pectoral area. And it takes that clear qi and the gu qi, the food qi, and combines it to create the gathering qi, or the pectoral qi. And this pectoral qi then goes, I'm so generalizing, but then it goes out into the rest of the body, warming the other organ systems, warming the channels, warming the tissues, and allowing the pores of the skin to open and close. It creates or helps to create the wei qi, which is our defensive qi, to help us not get sick. So pretty neat. The reason why I added in the kidneys is that in Chinese medicine, as you inhale, there are two parts of the breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. As you inhale, the kidneys actually receive the qi from the lungs. They help pull that energy down. So the lungs being the very upper part of the body and the kidneys being the lower, the lungs drive and descend. They're in charge of distributing and descending. And so in aiding with that descending of the qi, the kidneys pull the qi down. So if you remember back to our basic 8 exercise, where we've got that connection between the kidneys and the lungs. So that's the chatting. That's the chatting. So now let's go back to the exercise. And once again, with our Qigong exercises, really it's not about the analysis so much. I talk about it a tiny bit, just so that you have a little bit of context, but then we let it go and we just enjoy the exercise. So let's go ahead and open up for our lung large intestine exercise of the basic 8. Bringing the backs of the hands together, inhaling, exhaling, in and out, inhaling and exhaling, in, out, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling as we allow the lungs to expand. Exhaling, cycling out any qi that we don't need. Inhaling, helping to create that connection with the lungs, kidneys. Exhaling, in and out. Inhaling and exhaling, in and out. So now it's your turn. Go at whatever pace you want to go at, enjoying all the elements of the exercise, allowing the mind to relax into the movements, relax into the breath. Getting ready to close. Closing. One little extra bit regarding knee health. As almost always, make sure your knees are tracking directly over the feet, not going past the toes. And don't let them go inward or outward because that's not good for your body. All right, let's close, bringing the hands together. We're doing a quick closing. Feet are together also, placing the palms at the lower dantian, closing the eyes. As we inhale, guiding the breath in the chi to the lower dantian, allowing it to fill up with energy. Exhaling, allowing that energy to settle and store. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Guiding all the chi that you've been cultivating over the past 45 minutes into the lower dantian. And letting it settle and store so that it may be used throughout the rest of your day. Thank you everyone so very, very much.